day traders, this is CJ Dip and I'm bringing you guys another ICT concept called the breaker block, or at least my take on it and how I use it. Now in a previous video I did introduce you guys to the stop run, and the breaker block is basically a level that is formed just before the market runs the stops. And before I go into the charts, just looking at this diagram here, what we're looking for is a clear move down before we have this stop run, this bearish stop run. I'm collecting those highs, and obviously the opposite is true for the bullish stop run. So what we're going to look for in the charts is this move down before it runs the stops, and this is significant. What I like to do is I use this for confirmation on the direction of the market. I want the market to come down and break below where this whole stop run started. As soon as it breaks below that, then my bias will change, and I can start looking for trades in that direction. So let's quickly look at a chart. The USD Japanese yen a bit earlier in 2018. So we had this sort of a three drive pattern down, and this last low that was taken, and this is a daily time frame. Now these breakers do work on different time frames, but I do use them differently actually on the different time frames. So we had this bullish run up before the market had the big run down to collect those stops. Now for me to turn bullish in this market, I want the market to take these highs on this breaker block. And looking at the next slide, I'll mark the breaker block, and as soon as we have a clear break above, I don't want to just see a spike, I want to see a clear break above, and the day closed above it, and that was when you could change your bias, and then on the retrace you could get long. So yeah, just looking at another chart, this is a euro pound chart, and this is a smaller time frame now that we're looking at. This is a 1 hour time frame. And the market printed this big low here and had a big run up, but it wasn't ready yet to go up. And then it started running for these lows. So it had the run down. It sort of stalled for a few minutes, for a few hours actually, and then had the run down. Before this run down, you guys will see this bullish 1 hour candle. Now, this is our bullish order block. So we'll mark that off and wait for the market to get above that, and then we can turn bullish and start looking for trades to the upside. So this is what we did here. We marked it off. Market broke above it, started flagging right into this breaker block. Actually, started flagging and squeezing, and that was a good time to go long to catch that move. I've got a couple marked off here on the USD Swiss franc, and quite often I don't always use the breaker blocks for entries, but quite often they're also good entry positions. So again, yeah, the market had a little run down before it spiked up and then dropped. So when it does this, when it spikes up and drops, I'll mark that as a stop run. And then the market pulled back to this breaker block where this whole move started, found resistance, and then there was a good short in there. So a little bit to the left here, the market again, yeah, had a bit of a bullish push here. This is a 2 hour chart actually, so it was 2 hours of bullish movement, quick rundown, and then had the massive move up. And then later, when the market came back to this level, it actually came to the top of this sort of swing point. You could have taken a entry long. Now I'm going to quickly go to a chart that I've did a video on a little bit earlier in the year. This was the USD CAD. Now this is a 30-minute chart, and you guys know that I've been looking for, this was the big trade that I was looking for in 2018, and I mentioned that the market took these stops. I started shorting at the top here, and then in the video I explained that where this whole move started, you guys will see there was a bit of a bearish candle here, and then the big push up. So this is where the whole move started. Until the market clears these lows, until it trades below this, then you can't really go long yet. So the market wanted to go through there, but there was no real push through. And then the market started, just consolidating. And there was actually a little bit later, as you guys can see, it never it never cleared this breaker, and we could never really change our bias. And the market then had this consolidation. Like I said, it wasn't ready yet. It needed to collect a few more stops. And then there was this news event that the Bank of Canada released about import tariffs on steel or something, and they eventually spiked at highs. I did post an entry that I was looking on here, but just looking before this move started, this was when the news release happened. You guys can see that there's the bearish candle before the news event happened. So what we were looking for is a break below this breaker block before we can start looking for shorts. And as you guys can see, the body of this breaker block actually ended up being the perfect entry. And I almost missed this entry. I was looking for entry a little bit higher until luckily a trading friend of mine goes by the handle of Rocky Raccoon, a great trader. He mentioned this breaker block, and we all ended up getting in at this level. And after that, the market's just gone down. So yeah, these breaker blocks, like I say, they keep an eye on them, and once the market breaks below them, then you can change your bias and start looking for shorts. And quite often the market will react on those levels. Although I don't always trade them, but on occasions like this, then I'll use the breaker block as an entry. Yeah, and this was actually one of our trading rooms that I was working when Rocky mentioned that this breaker block, and he ended up actually getting in there with like a 10 pip stop. And I think if this thing makes target, it's 1,400 pip stop. So, with these concepts, adding them all together, you can't really trade them on their own. But once you add them all together, you can get quite a high risk reward trades. And like I said, if he makes target on this, 10 pip stop for 1,400 pip target is 140 to 1. I don't think I've ever seen, a risk reward trade that high. But yeah, this is part of the reason why I've mentioned my Discord trading channel, why I started this trading room, because it is helpful to work with other traders, and Rocky's joined this group as well. Hopefully he'll become more active. So yeah, then there'll be a few traders, a few full-time traders in there, a few students that are still learning. But you guys are more than welcome to join. It's still starting up the trading room. And hopefully you guys will find some value in there, and more eyes on the market. You end up catching these. You can't watch all the markets. I'll have the details of this trading group in the information section. So you guys are more than welcome to join. Yes, so hopefully that was it was a quick explanation. If you guys want more information on the ICT Breaker Block, then you guys are more than welcome to go through Michael Huddleston's videos. He's got thousands and thousands of hours of videos that you can work through. But yeah, I like to keep my videos short and informative, and hopefully this was. So yeah, good luck guys, and happy trading.